never really understood the concept of having different subliminal formulas, because the idea of a subliminal and manifesting in general is that you saturate your subconscious mind with enough information so that it becomes a reality for you. You know, affirm, 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 and that is how you get what you desire. So with it being so simple like that, it was just hard to imagine that there could be any groundbreaking subliminal formulas that could change the game. It's like, how do you spice up affirmations to be better? It just didn't seem plausible to me at the time, but I understand it now, and I'm going to explain how I understand it so that we can all understand together. So this story starts with my sister coming to me talking about a video she saw on Instagram, and the premise of the video was a guy telling us that, you know, there is a connection between our chakras and affirmations. And he was saying that we're pretty much all using the wrong affirmation to get what we desire. So if you don't know what chakras are, we all have 7 of them. I'm looking at my notes, by the way. So we have 7. The first chakra is the root chakra, which is responsible for removing toxins from the body, your sense of self, security, and stability, and basic survival needs. The sacral chakra is about creativity and sexual pleasure and emotions. The solar plexus chakra governs our ability to be confident, assertive, and make decisions from a place of inner wisdom. Our heart chakra is responsible for our ability to love and show compassion. The third chakra rules communication and speaking your inner truth. And the third eye chakra rules intuition, gut instinct, and imagination. The crown chakra, which is our highest chakra, rules the mind, spirituality, and allows us to feel spiritually connected to ourselves and also the universe. So each chakra has an affirmation tied to it. The affirmation that's most commonly used is I am. Usually when we are trying to affirm for something, we say, you know, I am so beautiful, I am so amazing, I am rich, I am powerful, you know, the whole 9 yards. And the affirmation I am is tied to the root chakra, which is, according to the diagram that I'm going to put up probably on this side actually, that is our lowest chakra. And while that's not a bad thing, like the chakra for the root deals with foundational things and whatnot, sometimes it's not best for us to affirm from such a low position. Why affirm from the root chakra when you can affirm from the crown chakra? And that's what the man of the video is pretty much trying to explain. The affirmation tied to the crown chakra is I understand. And honestly, this was already pretty groundbreaking for me at the time when I was first finding out about it, but I had to do some research, some very mild research at least, just to, you know, fact check a little bit. So I went on YouTube and I searched up, you know, what is the correlation between the crown chakra and I understand. And this led me to a YouTube on video? Wow. A video on YouTube talking about, well, it wasn't even talking about anything. It was a affirmation tape of I know. And I know and I understand are roughly the same thing as what I figured out. So they both mean very similar things. It's just about personal preference. In the video I was watching for the affirmation tape, there was a lot of discourse in the comments about using I know, because people were arguing that the no part of I know sounds to the subconscious mind as N-O, as in, you know, no, can't, that type of thing. But I didn't really take it to heart. Usually when I am pursuing knowledge regarding manifestation, I try to do it from a position of power. I don't like internalizing beliefs that I know are going to limit me. I try to find beliefs that I know will empower me, kind of like I understand. I understand is empowering. I know is also empowering in my opinion. And, you know, I'm not going to adopt the negative correspondence regarding that, but everyone is privy to their own beliefs. If I know is something that you're not comfortable with, then I understand is obviously still on the table. And moving along, that's besides the point. So another person in the comments of that video in passing, because this video I was watching also contained something called binaural beats. And binaural beats are, in essence, frequencies combined together so that your brain perceives them as a third frequency. So let's say I have 100 hertz in one ear playing in my headphones and then 150 hertz playing in another ear in my headphones. My brain is going to acknowledge both of those sounds as one singular sound, and that is what a binaural beat is. Even though there's no third sound playing or third frequency, the brain still picks it up as a frequency as such. So I remember looking at the video, and someone said that even though they really enjoyed the video, they would have preferred if the creator used a frequency called 6 hertz or something like that. No, it is 6 hertz. And I was like, okay. Oh yeah, they said, I would prefer if you use 6 hertz because this frequency is something that connects us to our childhood. And it was such a willy-nilly random comment, but for some reason I felt compelled to look into that as well. So I went on Google and I looked up what is the correlation between 6 hertz and our childhood. And I was honestly blown away by what I found. Pretty much, the brain already has frequencies within it. Like our brains operate on a lot of different frequencies. Let me look at my notes again. Okay, so after I Googled this information on YouTube, I came across something called the theta frequency, which is something I also heard about throughout the years. Like, binaural beats are nothing I'm new to. I've heard of them for a long time. I just never really got into them. But the frequency that I want to focus on is the theta brainwave frequency, and that is the frequency that 6 hertz is on, the frequency that the person in the comment section recommended. So something that happens to us is when we are between the ages of 0 and 6 years old, our brains are operating from theta brainwaves, which is between 4 and 7 hertz. Like, that's the frequency. So that person recommending 6 hertz is a theta frequency, and it's also right in the sweet spot of theta. And the theta brainwave or frequency state is also known as the hypnosis phase. This is the time period in which we humans learn how to speak languages the fastest. We pick up information. It's like when you're a kid and you're just listening to your parents talk and you can suddenly speak the language. This is because you're in the theta brainwave frequency, which is responsible for just taking in information and thinking of it as true. There is no resistance here in this time period, which is why children are so impressionable. And then, after 6 years old, what happens is humans shift from a theta frequency of brainwave activity to a beta frequency of brainwave activity. So between the ages of 7 and up is when you shift into beta frequency. So the crazy concept about beta frequency is that this is when our critical thinking starts developing. This is when we find ourselves, we start developing our true senses of self, and we start to question things a lot more. Everything isn't just whatever is given to us, we internalize it. This is when we actually have autonomy. This is why once we reach the age of about 7, it's way harder to pick up on languages and things like that because our brains are more stubborn. This is when the consciousness fully forms. So here is where the interesting, or it's already interesting, but here is where the cool part is. I was thinking, if I can take the I understand affirmation of the crown chakra and mix it with 6 hertz theta brainwave frequencies, or binaural beats, whatever you want to call it, wouldn't that be like the most powerful subliminal out there? Like, let's be real. You have the frequency that we're in when we learn everything the most and the fastest, when our conscious mind isn't really getting in the way, mixed with these powerful chakra charged affirmations. Like, are y'all picking up what I am laying down? So, that is my theory. I have not tested it yet. I don't even know if it'll work. But based on everything I have researched, based on everything I've just said, I know I didn't present it the best because, honestly, this is one of my first videos like this with a script, and it is not going well. But considering the information, this is honestly groundbreaking, and I am just happy to share. And the even better thing is, so back to the chakra affirmations. Each chakra, like I said before, has its own affirmation. The root chakra is I am, sacral is I feel, solar plexus is I do, heart is I love, throat is I speak, third eye is I see, crown is I understand. So, even though technically I understand would be the most powerful, spiritually charged affirmation, that doesn't mean we can just, or we should completely write off the other ones, because get this, if you're trying to manifest love or an SP into your life, wouldn't it be better to say, I love that my SP feels this way about me? If you're trying to be more confident and speak your mind more, you'll use the throat chakra affirmation. I speak that I'm a great motivational speaker, stuff like that. So each of these affirmations can be used to manifest something different. And I think I'm going to start mixing and matching them to create like the subliminals that I think are going to be the most powerful and the most powerfully charged. So with that being said, I am making 2 big announcements. The first one is going to be the launch of my new experimental formula for subliminals. I don't know what it's going to be called yet, and I am going to probably need your help to decide. I don't think I'm very good at naming things, so please give me some suggestions before this subliminal ends up being named something completely bootleg. The next big announcement I have is that I will be opening subliminal requests once again. So you guys feel free to drop your requests in the comments, and I will get to them as soon as I can. I don't know if I'll be able to get to all of them, honestly, depending on how many come in. And I've already shared this with a few other people, so I do have 2 other requests to make before I even get to my YouTube comments. So it's going to happen at some point, but you'll have to bear with me. But those are the 2 big announcements. New formula and requests open. And this is completely for free. Like, just like it was last time, the requests are free. I'll make the subliminal for free and post it on YouTube. That's all. That's all you have to give me. You have to give me the consent to post it on YouTube. And honestly, by giving me a request, you consent to me posting it on my channel. So honestly, I have been feeling a little bit burnt out and just unmotivated to create subliminals lately. And this has completely changed the game. Like, I am so excited to do this now. I even did my makeup, got in this chair, looked great, and I am ready to get back into it for both myself and you guys, because this is like, now this is fun for me. Now I can test out my new formula on all my guinea pigs, and we can all do it together and enjoy the ride. Okay, I also want to pretty much give a little bit of a background as to why I'm even telling you all this, because usually I think subliminal creators try to keep their formulas out of wraps so that not many people can, copy them and whatnot. I will admit, even I myself I felt a little bit conflicted about sharing this at the start, but I feel like this is just too groundbreaking to not share with everyone. And I'm looking at this from a much more scholarly approach, I would say. Like, I feel like I just did a presentation at some manifestation conference, and in a way, I think laying all of this information bare will help a lot of individuals feel like they're actually doing something when they listen to subliminals, because they can seem very, like, I'm not going to say fake, but the idea of listening to an audio and then having all these drastic changes in your life happen and to your physical appearance happen is so far-fetched that I think having this breakdown of what is going into the subliminal will definitely help a lot more people, dispel their limiting beliefs regarding them and also just get better results. Because I know believing is hard. I have a pretty stubborn mind myself, and I think being able to know how subliminals spiritually connect and scientifically connect will help a lot of people just accept it more and, get the results. Because that's what we're all here for at the end of the day. We all just want to live our best life, manifest our results, and move on with our lives. That's literally it. So I am very grateful that you guys are here watching this video on this journey. My only request is that any subliminal makers that do decide to use this formula moving forward, please acknowledge me in the description somewhere, in the benefits, in the comment section, in the video title. Honestly, I don't care. Acknowledge me somewhere. That's reasonably visible. And if you subliminal listeners see this formula or concept used anywhere, just remember you saw it here first. 𝘫𝑚 did it first. And that's all. Thank you guys for watching. And oh, yeah, this video is all over the place. I am so sorry. But one more thing. Everything I said, I've done the research enough to get on here confidently and tell you guys that this is what I found, this is what I believe to be true, and this is what I'm going to do with this information moving forward. But at the end of the day, I am still some random person on the internet. I'm going to link a lot of the studies I looked at and the resources I used to come to these conclusions in the description so that you guys can do your own research. And I wouldn't even limit it to just what I put in the description. Do your own research. I could be lying to your face right now and you wouldn't know. So do yourself the justice of finding the facts for yourself and verifying information that you see online. With that being said, this is 𝘫𝑚 signing off. Bye.